PS Now, but that's
All
about it.
right. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox episode 85. And before we get super started, let's do a sound check. Make sure that my audio isn't going nuts. I know people typically have an issue with that. There should have been some sort of improvement, but if we can confirm, how's the audio? How's the audio? Chat.
Yeah, chat. Let us know
Super
how the
started,
audio's going.
chat.
Let us know.
Let us know. So while we wait for them to throw things into the chat box, let's get intros out the way. We are back with the old school format. Dopest J, third week in a row, right?
Oh yeah, three in a row, man. 3 in a row. We're back.
Man, how you doing? What you been up to?
Man, there's been too many games coming out. You got broken ass Battlefield. You got Call of Duty Vanguard. Halo just got that surprise drop 2 days ago. And obviously with the news that Xbox been doing, you got 20 years of Xbox. Has been an amazing celebration from them in terms of dropping news, dropping content, and then like, just reminiscing on my entire experience having Xbox since I was like 12 years old. That shit's crazy how I think about it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been really fun. There's a lot of games releasing. Friday, I got my brother and I were getting Pokemon, so we're gonna be grinding that out for a bit, and yeah.
That's what's up. Old Man Logan.
Yo, what is up, guys? Yeah, no. This past week's been crazy. I've been playing definitely still a ton of Forza Horizon 5. Absolutely phenomenal game. They got snubbed at the Game Awards. And for just not even getting a Game of the Year nomination. And the surprise drop for Halo, just absolute peak for the celebration for 20 years of Xbox in general. I think they did really good. I'm loving the game. The game's fresh, and I know we're going to talk about it. So yeah, let's just get into this, man.
Absolutely. Chris Righteous.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, good to be back. There's definitely some good topics to talk about. You know what? I like this. I like this part of the podcast when Smooth asks, what I'm playing, because I get to promote games that are not on Xbox, right? Now, I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is a Switch exclusive, and the game has me fucking hooked, bro. If it keeps going the way it's going right now, it's gonna be my game of the year. I 100% absolutely, because it's so unique, it's so original. It's not your typical bullshit, corny ass JRPG story where you got to save the world and stuff like that. It's like, nah, this shit is hardcore, very mature, is M-rated. It has everything that I love about video games when it comes to the exploration is phenomenal. Like, I was blown away by how detailed and in-depth the world is, how much you can explore, how complex the level design is and stuff like that. The demons are hilarious. That some like female demons will call you a fuck boy if you don't give them money. Like some will jump you and try to extort you for money and shit like that. Like it's crazy. It's pretty hard. I'm playing this shit on hard mode because the series is known to be challenging.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, but I love it. To me, the definitive playthrough is on hard mode because it adds more to the world. The side quests is what really surprised me because usually a lot of JRPG side quests are usually like, hey, go fetch this and then come back, or go kill this and then come back and shit like that. Yeah, you have some of that in here in this game, but how varied they are, like where you have to make where a side quest leads to another side quest, and then you have to make decisions between two factions of demons, and you get different outcomes within the side quest. Or I'm just exploring and I found a cave with the mermaid, and she told me I gotta go save her sister because they're cursed and shit like that. It's just a whole bunch of like different things. I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving the shit out of this game. It's like this game and definitely Return are definitely both gonna be like my games of the years this year. I'm absolutely loving it.
How's the performance of the game on the Switch?
It's dynamic resolution, obviously below 1080p, and it's
30 frames.
Yeah, it's 30 frames. Even though
30 or 15.
No, 30. But even though
okay.
I mean, for the most part, it runs steady at a 30. There are some frame drops every now and again when there's a lot of demons on the screen, but there was some source code found from the same people who found that when Dragon Quest S came exclusively to the Switch, the S version or whatever, and they found a code in there that said it was also they had a PS4, PC, and Xbox, and then about like a year later or something like that, it came on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Well, the same team, they found a code in this one that shows just PS4 and PC. So it might come out on PS4, PC later on.
Nice.
I didn't say anything about Xbox. I'm sorry, but it's really good, man. If you into like, and if you want like the original monster collecting game, right? That predates way before Pokemon. Pokemon actually got their style from Shin Megami Tensei. But if you want that, there's over 200 demons to collect. It's really, really fire. I'm really fucking loving it. Really loving it so far.
So I might have to check that out for sure. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. I tweeted this out a couple days ago. I got a free copy of Tales of Arise from a cool ass customer at my job. That shit was crazy. On PS5.
Yeah.
That was really funny. That tweet blew up as well. So that was really cool. To get a free copy of a JRPG that I was looking forward to.
Yeah, it's a real good game. A lot of people are upset that game didn't even get nominated for Game of the Year either. There was a lot of upset.
I like the demo a lot, and I was like, oh, I'll wait for Black Friday to get it. But then, hey, free copy. Thank you, whoever that guy's name is.
Yeah, you don't even know his name.
Hey, it was cool though.
Nick,
it definitely is cool.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You know what I mean? What's up, chat? Hey, man, look, what I'm playing. But first of all, I'm playing one of the biggest games of the year right now. With the most users. Forza Horizon 5. I'm going hard in a bit. Because I played, I used the Thrustmaster.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Hooked that up, got my diz on right. Turned the drive line off. See a lot of y'all driving with the drive line on. I don't know what's going on with that, But yeah, man, just playing one of the best rated games of the year. You know what I'm saying, Chris? But anyway, another game I've been playing.
Not the highest though. It's not the highest rated game.
Yeah, but check this one out though.
Come on.
What?
But no, I've been playing. Hey, Chris, I've been also playing Halo Infinite.
Another banger. Another banger.
Yeah, I mean, this is nothing but a multiplayer that just shut two of the biggest shooters out there out.
Absolutely.
I remember this conversation.
Amen.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know I was gonna be dropping Battlefield. I'm really about to delete this.
Oh, listen,
I'm disappointed.
I was capping for Battlefield all year, and
I
gotta hold that L.
I think they should have delayed it, but that's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
But
so
far, that's what I was playing.
That beta said it needed to be delayed. Everybody said it would need it to be.
Yeah, but I didn't. It just got this feeling where it's missing. It's just missing something, bro. Like this shit don't feel right.
Polish is one thing, but then another thing is like I don't know. I'll get into it later on. I don't want
to to be only online. It's just missing. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. Like it just don't feel like a Battlefield game.
I see that portal mode kind of backfired on them because all I've heard is like people just making kind of like bot lobbies and stuff to boost XP, not really being used for what it was like intended.
Oh man, you know what's funny when you got these guys.
I like the portal mode.
You got these guys who are capping for portal mode more than the base game. That's
because portal mode is pretty much the same weapons and classes from the last Battlefield Bad Company 2,
Bad Company,
Battlefield 3. Yeah, it's pretty good. Shit.
It's essentially a port of the old games. It's a new engine, but like people are more excited for portal mode than the actual 2042 multiplayer experience, which is lackluster. Which is lackluster because they don't have enough weapons. I don't know. It's just crazy. We got a super chat.
All right. Hops on Xbox says, "Hey, Planet Xbox. I've been listening to the podcast every week while I'm at work. Love what you guys talk about and keep doing what y'all do. Thank you." Yes. So yeah. As far as Xbox gaming, shout out to Hops on Xbox. I like the name and the logo.
Yeah. I don't know about.
He probably has a YouTube.
Hop on Xbox.
I think. All right. So what I've been playing. Man, I played Halo. I played Forza Horizon 5. I've been playing that literally up until Halo came out, I've done what I wanted to do in Forza Horizon. Not saying that I've dropped it permanently, but I made it to the Hall of Fame, which I think, I made it to
Hall
the
of Fame, gang.
Hall of Fame. I got all my bar finds. I'm just waiting for this chick to hurry up and restore the last one, which is taking feels like forever. Last I checked, Forza Horizon 5 was at 9.2 million players. And I played it a little bit after Halo, and then Halo, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, we're gonna talk about it. And I haven't yet to dive in to all the recent updates. So let's start off. Xbox 20 years. They had their stream, which was about what 35 minutes. It wasn't even that long, but
it was less than a half hour.
Extremely impactful. It was probably the best shelf they done in such little time. You know what I mean? Being that, you know, they did the little memory lane, and then they had their backwards compatibility hype, which, you know, we've all finally got. You know, got the whole entire Max Payne series. All the Gears of Wars has been upgraded. A whole ton of games. 50 Cent, we could play 50 Cent, which I'm about to actually go buy.
Listen,
a lot.
To find 50 Cent Blood on His Hand. I can't find that game anywhere.
We probably got. You know, I wonder if it's like a thing where we have to buy it on a disc.
You have to buy it on disc. You can't. There's no licenses to buy it online.
Okay.
And I've been
The value of that is about to go up crazy.
I've been looking for that game all year, and I can't find it. I think because I don't know if you guys have ever heard the store The Exchange, but we have like a bunch of them around me, and they've sold one copy of that game in 30 days in all of their stores. And it's not a game that sells. If you look at any like Facebook Marketplace like stuff, if it's ever bundled in a thing, it's always the only game that's sold in the bundle. And I can't. And it's at least $45 to $50 used. And I think new it's like 150.
Yeah, 150. I'm looking at it now.
So it's not cheap.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, this is crazy,
dude.
bro.
It's crazy.
I'm saying on PlayStation 3
I could have bought that
and
fucking game for $20 used, like back when it first came out, and I just never did. But I always wanted it, and now I'm kicking myself in the fucking.
Damn, that sucks.
That sucks, dude.
That sucks.
So they made that backwards compatible. You know, they made it backwards compatible, but like nobody can play it unless you already own a copy. Because like they are hard. Now for some reason I could find easily PS3 copies.
Yeah, I'm seeing it
60
now.
copies, dude. I can't like you look up at like eBay. You look up on eBay, you can find PS3 copies easy. But like for some reason the 360 versions, dude, are just hard to find.
Well, they got a 360 version. They got a 360 version right here, but it's from Japan or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have like on eBay there is 360 versions, but they're not US. They're like Japan, Europe, UK,
Australia.
Australia. So like,
I'm gonna need some help on this one because I like backwards compatibility, but what I like even more is enhancements. And a lot of these games got like resolution boosts and FPS boosts. Dope. You can cover the games that just been added to backwards compatibility. I'll cover the games that had got some sort of performance enhancements.
There's 70 games. I can't list.
You don't gotta list all. You gotta name mob. Just highlight.
Like, you can do like a highlight. Like, what's the big?
For those who did not buy Alan Wake Remaster, which I didn't, you can get your free 60 frames per second update with FPS boost on the original one, which is in which I think is in Game Pass. Because I didn't buy the remaster. I had it in my cart, but I was like, this game should be a good candidate for FPS boost. So you can that's really the only benefit for the for the remastered. I think it's like 1440p at 60 FPS. And I mean, at that point, I don't know what I believe it also got a resolution boost as well for the 360 version. So I'll play that version. Assassin's Creed, which caps off damn near all the Assassin's Creed with the exception of Origins, which runs at 60 frames per second. We got, what is BCFX?
Oh, Black College Football.
Are you sure?
Extreme, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember selling that game in the game stores. Yep.
Binary Domain. Who did that? Sega?
Oh, I don't remember.
You got Darksiders. You got all the Dead Spaces, Dead Space 2, Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, which got FPS boosted. Disney's Chicken Little.
Who asked
The
for
OG.
that?
I don't know. That's a troll game.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
That's
out of
somebody
all the
from the
original
studio.
Xbox games, Chicken Little's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Outfit.
ridiculous.
Did they ever do like what that game called Bloodwake, right? That was like a
Yeah.
Xbox launch title. Did they ever do that one?
No, I don't think so. Dragon Age
Oh, they did.
Origins.
That's
They got
fucking Chicken
obviously we
Little.
got Fear 3, Fable Anniversary, Fable 3, Fallout 3, Fallout
Fable
New
games.
Vegas.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to go back to Fable Anniversary for sure. Like
Yeah.
to get FPS boost and the res boost. It's
and
like
resolution
4K
was
60.
4K. Yep.
Yeah, 4K 60. That's
4K
actually
Yeah,
60.
play that Fable. Play
And-
1 and 2. Those are good games.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to play the Fears again in FPS
Yeah,
boost
FPS
because
boosted.
I played those like last year on my 360,
Mhm.
and at least like the first one, dude, is terrible frame rate on the 360.
So they
Like,
added
the-
all
the
three to
second one and
backwards
the third one-
compatibility.
Yep.
Were manageable, but dude, that first one's just
Bro,
chunky.
Fear. I remember Fear 2. Fear 2 has some of the best AIs in video games.
That no, all the Fear series actually had really good AI.
Yeah,
in
really
general.
good AIs.
Shit,
And
Like
That
the
new one-
first one was like kind of like the big one that pioneered like that like kind of like smart AI that would jump over
Mhm.
cover and like do call outs and stuff if you were like in cover to try to flush you out and use grenades. Yeah, like it was intense.
There's
like,
still a lot
seeing
of
that back
games
then.
that don't even
Mhm.
do that. There's still a lot of
Don't even
attention
touch
to
it.
details and actual like physics and shit like in that game. That modern day. This is why I was saying like, yo, modern game was a step in to take back or taking a step back because
Yeah.
look at games like Fear and what they did. That's a good game if y'all play it too.
So you
Yeah,
got the
Fear 1 phenomenal, Fear 2 great, Fear 3 and you can skip it. Like I want to say Fear
I know
3
there's they added Fear Files. What that was like in a standalone expansion or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was the expansion packs to Fear 1 that they came out on PC like after the game came out. Like they were like separate.
Mhm.
Like you had to have the base game to play them.
Okay,
But then for the 360, they just bundled them in like a standalone game.
gotcha.
So they weren't like add-ons to Fear 1. They're I don't know, standalones essentially.
Yeah.
What they call? Yeah, they would call like the Soma files or some shit like that, right?
There's like Pursue a Mandate and I can't remember the
Oh, they put Manhunt on
Yeah,
backwards compatible as well. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and Max Payne.
Yeah,
3.
Max Payne.
Mhm.
All three Max Paynes. You have Mortal Kombat,
Mhm.
MK9. You have Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. That game was not good. They put Nier on backwards
Yep,
compatibility.
The original Nier. Yep.
which is
The
another
original
game
there.
that's hard to find on 360 because that one's about $40.
All
Yeah.
the, all
Yeah,
the
they
gear,
put like two games
Oh.
that's very hard to find.
all the Gears
got
of
two-
Wars now support FPS boost.
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
I think two and 3 both run at 4K 60 now, which
Yep.
looks on par with Gears of War Judgment, which was the remaster to the not Gears of War Judgment, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was the remaster to the first game.
Oh, Chris, they got two of your one of your best
What's up?
developers, your favorite developer games on there from the OG. Atogi 2?
Mhm.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Togi?
Oh, Togi,
Togi.
yeah, from software.
Atogi 1 and
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
yeah. Both of them on there now.
So Skate 2 is on backwards compatibility now. The issue with Skate 2, come December 10th, they're shutting down the servers for that game, so you can't play online.
Okay.
At least that
Man.
game's gonna be there. That game's actually really good too. Really, really nice skateboarding game. Had a lot of fun on Skate 2 on 360.
Sega
I
showed
still
up.
have a physical copy.
Sega showed up in a big way with Sonic All-Star Racing, Sonic
Oh, yeah,
Generations,
yeah.
Sonic Unleashed.
A lot of the Sonic fans just came out the woodworks for
Yeah.
them shits.
Oh,
Man, they were
yeah.
happy about that shit. I was seeing Sonic gameplay all.
Did Sonic
Oh, my
Unleashed get
God.
FPS boost? Because I didn't see the
Yeah,
I
FPS
think
boost
so.
They
I
all-
think-
I
on
think
that
they
game.
all
Yeah, I
did.
think they all did. Yeah.
All right, nice. I was playing it the 2 days ago, but I didn't see the FPS boost logo on there. So I don't know. It must be something with my Xbox.
Yeah, no, it got it. They also, I know Elder Scrolls Oblivion is now at running at 4K 60, and Vandal Hearts. But I guess the biggest highlights as far as backwards compatibility, obviously you got the 50-cent game, which is now hard to find. You got Max Payne 3, which has been like at the top, like one of the top requested games for backwards compatibility. But we also got the other Max Payne games to go along with that. I know Dead or Alive 3 was that it was a ton of freaking games that were recently added that I'm curious of revisiting. I just don't know when I'll be revisiting them because of the other things that Xbox elected to drop. They've done all this during the time that they're launching games, which makes it hard for a lot of people to revisit those. So let's talk about
Oh, you forgot Nair too.
no, we
Nair.
mentioned
We
it.
said
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
they
you
mentioned
mentioned
it.
it.
Even though I definitely recommend playing the replicant version 1.2 because that one
Yeah, I
that one
haven't
revamp
started yet.
that one revamped the combat because then the OG near combat wasn't good at all. So I still suggest but yeah, this shit is really good. Like this shit, like a lot of the games that they added, is definitely dope for this being like the last hurrah, right? Because they said that they were gonna end the backwards compatible program after this. Yeah, for it being the last hurrah, I mean they added a lot of good games on there that I kind of wish Sony would kind of do the same too, But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you guys
some
got
good shit.
At least you guys got PS4 backwards compatibility, and then you got PS now.
I mean,
You got
even
PS
if
now.
like
I was like, man,
like I would be okay because there
I don't
is
wanna
certain PlayStation 2 games that you can buy on the PS4.
Yeah, you
It's
could
just
download
they don't
on
have a
PS4.
huge selection of them. They
don't
got
have
The
so many,
issue, the biggest issue with Sony, like we've said before, is the PS3. PS3 emulation is the hardest shit to do. But yeah, we got 595 games on backwards compatibility total, and this is what they said. They said yes, this is the final edition of Xbox 360 and original Xbox games to backwards compatibility. We've reached the limits of our ability to add additional games to the catalog due to licensing, legal, or technical constraints. So that's the biggest thing. Like we've said it before, licensing and legal is like two of the biggest things. Technical constraints, I don't know. Like they would have to elaborate on technical constraints, but other than that, like 595 games is a lot of games for backwards compatibility. So it doesn't matter. Like there's a game for everyone to play that's old, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a lot of things. We can go anywhere, but I guess they just updated Halo Infinite and they're addressing the Battle Pass. Which was going to be a talking point. So we'll definitely. I don't know where you guys want to go. Do you want to talk get the small stuff out of the way, or dive right directly into Halo? Like what's?
I thought it was we talking about the 20th anniversary, right?
But that's all part of it. But the major part of the 20th anniversary was
the
Halo and
drop.
backwards compatibility.
Well, yeah, I know, but I thought because it is the 20th anniversary, I thought you were gonna be like, hey, what's your favorite Xbox memory when you got an Xbox or some shit like that?
It's
it's
not that necessary.
You have an Xbox, that's why.
I have. All right, so I did get a badge. I did get a badge on my Xbox for 15 years. So that's a lot more than others. Like 20 years, whatever. 15 years.
Damn, you had your account for 15 years?
I had an Xbox Live account for 15 years.
Damn.
Now, Kiss Smooth wasn't always my name. My first original name was Quake Kong 101. I wanted something hardcore, and I just took one of the two launch games that I had, which was Quake 4 and Peter Jackson's King Kong, and I just made it.
Which also means that at the end of their backwards compatibility, Quake 4 is not getting.
Damn, which fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you think their technical issues. I mean, they got they own Bethesda now, and
who made Quake 4? Wasn't it Raven? I know it's id, but
wasn't
it technically
still
Raven?
owned by I'm pretty sure it was.
It wasn't Bethesda back then. It was just id. Whoever id was owned by.
Quake.
All right, so id is owned by id.
Yeah. It was Raven. It was id, Raven Software, and Raven Soft that made.
They own id now, so
id is owned. Raven Software is part of Activision now.
But
I'm talking about.
It is owned by Bethesda. Yeah, those are the guys that make Doom.
Yeah, but back then when that game launched,
talking about the IP.
Yeah, but back then when Quake 4 launched, that wasn't like a Bethesda. They weren't under Bethesda back then.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, no. But who owns Quake IP?
id.
Bethesda.
Yeah, it does. Bethesda owns
that's
the
what
IP.
I'm saying. Like, I mean, they own that game.
Yeah.
I guarantee they own the rights to Quake 4.
I'm pretty sure they'll do like a pack. Like they'll remake those games or remaster them or something.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. If Quake comes, if a new Quake is coming, I'm pretty sure they'll do something with because I know they did the classic Quake. I wish they would have done Quake 4. Because Quake 4 had like an actual story, right? It was just like and I never beat it.
One that I always wanted to go
surprised if that's I won't be surprised if that's its next game is a Quake game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because like they already made Doom, but like the newer
Yeah,
Dooms
too.
are more yeah like Doom Eternal, right? They're more single player focused,
Yeah.
and then they can make the Quake to be like the more multiplayer focused. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
because they got those PC version like Quakes, right? That they could maybe like bring to consoles too.
Yeah, Quake Champions, but that thing failed miserably. The Quake turn was the last Quake game they did in 2016, 2017, I believe. It was like Quake Champions or Quake
Quick
That
champion,
was
I believe.
Unreal Champions, right?
that was Quake.
No, that was Quake Champion. No, he's right. He's right. It was Quake Champion.
Did they do an online for Unreal that was free to play?
Yeah, they did.
They
yeah,
did. But Quake was
a while ago.
Quake
The
was the
Unreal
recent one.
Tournament is
Okay.
Epic Games.
Yeah, Quake was,
Unreal Tournament is Epic Games.
yeah, Quake was
Oh,
recent.
yeah, okay.
Quake
Yeah, I'm
was
getting
the
confused, my
recent
bad.
one, and but remember, it only came to PC only. That the last game.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so that unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll be getting Quake 4 backwards compatibility. What else that went on? There was we got the Halo movie, not movie, TV series
show. Yep.
exclusive to Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
I'm not subscribing to that. I might pirate that, honestly. Oh, you also have the
or do, like, a
documentary.
free trial, like give me like a free month of that.
Yeah, after all the episodes come out, just do the free trial, just binge it.
Yeah.
Oh, you also have the documentary Power On, the story of Xbox,
And
coming
when's
out
that
December
come out?
13th.
December. Okay.
That-
Okay. I'm gonna watch
December
that.
Yeah,
13th.
that's going to be on. That's not like that's.
It's
gonna be on,
not
like,
exclusive.
YouTube and stuff,
It's like
yeah.
Roku, YouTube, Redbox. So it's a 6-episode or 6-part documentary.
Yeah.
Which is really good because it
I
takes
think
you
that'd be
behind
really cool
the scenes.
to read or not read.
To
Or
watch.
watch.
Yeah, I think it's though because
I think
the
it'd be
thing is, I
interactive.
remember some of those moments like it was yesterday, and a lot of people make fun of me for like not being an OG Xbox dude. It wasn't like I was oblivious to the damn thing.
Yeah.
It was just like oh okay, like I was afraid of it. I thought it was too big, and I literally back then I was literally playing games for wrestling, like if you didn't have a wrestling game, I didn't play on it. So like back then I was a fan of SmackDown. But when I started to venture more out into gaming, which was like later in the PlayStation 2's life cycle, and when my mom got me a GameCube and whatnot, I mean I would play like Xbox at my cousin's house, who just hit me up with a freaking Xbox invite to play Halo Infinite because he got an Xbox for Christmas and we played Halo 2. I beaten Halo 2 on his Xbox. I played this game, Spy versus Spy. I played what else did he have on this thing? I think he had like some sort of Midtown Racing or something like that. I don't know what it was, but and in NFL Fever. So I got played on it. It's just I never owned it. So back when it came down to like when the 360 was coming out, now this is when I was starting to read magazines and check out for rumors for the next generation consoles and stuff and like that. And I bought into the 360 day one. I literally worked for GameStop and a summer camp to save up money to buy an Xbox 360 day one with 8 launch games day one with 2 different face plates and the headsets. I had the hard I bought the one with the hard drive already. I had an extra controller. I remember cutting my hands on the plastic trying to grip the controller because that's when they used to.
Yeah, that plastic packaging
they had
was
that
terrible,
sharp-ass
man.
plastic. Cut the shit out of my hand with that. And I still remember the day that my 360 caught Red Ring for the first time, and it was December 22nd of
time?
2005. Yes, it had to be about 10:30 in the morning because I was at my aunt's house and I was playing. I just finished Condemned. It was right after I beat Condemned, in the middle of the credits.
Yeah.
But
Condemned was so trash, bro.
That was good. I like
I
Condemned.
didn't like
Yeah,
that.
that's a good story, dude. That's a good story that you had.
I know. I played that.
Experience.
That was one of the first. I remember looking at interest because that was one of the first games I bought when I got my 360.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that shit at all.
I mean,
I
I
thought,
enjoyed
like,
it. It
I
was
was like,
something
dude,
different. I thought,
Like to me, I was shocked by that game when I got it when I was younger because like I just felt like it was so brutal.
yeah.
You know, like
It
you were
was.
up in your face, like just fists and crowbars and just like smashing dudes. Like I didn't
Reason why I
know
wanted that
how to
game-
react.
Because I remember when it was what game? It was Condemned was the first next gen game revealed via Game Informer. They covered
Yeah.
that game. And I remember having that magazine. I was looking. I was like, "Oh, the graphics look so
like,
good."
Dude, this like this
Yeah,
was so
me too.
realistic.
Yeah, and then I think the next game they covered was Oblivion. So I think I still have those magazines. It was Game Informer where I had those magazines, and I would just read those magazines for like months until they showed off another next gen game. Like I was hooked, and I was hooked during that time. And the reason why I went with Xbox is because online, I didn't experience online gameplay at that point in time. So at this point, MySpace was big, and I was like, I can't wait to play like the next Halo. But at this point, Halo wasn't revealed yet. But then they showed off Gears of War, and I'm like, wow, this looks crazy. And and that was my that Gears of War wasn't my first online experience, because the first game I played on Xbox Live when the 360 came out was Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, yeah. Most Wanted 2005, yeah.
I played with at the time, because I used to work at GameStop, my manager, he put me on, he's like, no, just play. And then we were testing out, because Xbox used to have a rating system on Xbox Live, where when you play somebody, you could give them 5 stars or something like that, and we were rating each other,
and then you could do the reputation. You do the reputation
to get our reputation up. To get our reputation up. You
could ban somebody because of that.
Yeah,
having a bad reputation.
Kept getting bad reputation.
Too low of a reputation. Yeah, you got banned.
Yep.
And you got code of conduct like plastered all over your tag. Yeah.
Yep. So like that, I remember. So that was like one of my big experiences. But majority of that year, I think I was playing. I remember getting the game Amp 3 for Christmas, and I couldn't play because my 360 kept dying. I remember. I remember playing Gears of War and then jumping into multiplayer. Now Gears of War. The thing about Gears of War, right?
Dude, that was
my GameStop shipment got robbed, so I couldn't get it day one from where I pre-ordered it. I literally had to catch a cab to Best Buy to buy a copy, and then have them like give me my money back for my pre-order, so I can play it day one. And I remember the first time, I don't know why this was celebrated, but it was me, my friend Terrence, my manager from GameStop. We were playing Gears. I did the roll flip, and my head got sniped off in mid roll, and we all lost it because we never seen that in a game before. But yeah,
memories just dropped to the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. 360 was definitely a time, man. 360.
Yeah, well, that's when I got into the Xbox ecosystem too.
Same, yeah.
I was on the PlayStation 2 before the 360. And I picked up an original Xbox last year. It's the first time I've ever owned an original Xbox, because I wanted to, pick up some games like the original Ghost Recon and certain games I could only play on that. And so I didn't have an original Xbox, but like I did, like, we had, like, at school there was this one teacher we had that would let us bring in game systems and stuff, and for like Christmas, like we had like a Christmas
you had
party,
that?
Right?
What?
Yeah, we had like for like a Christmas party we'd bring in like systems and stuff. And
I never had no teacher do that.
Whatever. Yeah, he was a pretty cool teacher. Like one of the coolest teachers I ever had. Like he even because it was like our computer class. He installed the original Call of Duty, like the first one, on all of our computers and set up a private server for us to play. Like he was a legit, like, a cool dude.
That's nice.
But so that was like the only time I really got like my hands on the original Xboxes, when people brought them in for the parties. And then when I moved in my senior year of high school, the first person I made friends with, he owned a 360. And the first time I went over to his house, like the first game I ever played on a 360 was Gears of War. And we sat there and we did like the online stuff, and we played through the campaign, and it was just a blast. And because of him alone, that's why I bought a 360.
Yeah.
Because of like that, because it was like, Halo was out, so we wanted to get Halo, played Halo 3. And like it was like one of the times when the 360 went on sale. It was $400, and it was one of my very first paychecks I got from my very first job. The 360s went on sale from $400 to $350, and I used my very first like paycheck to buy a 360. And and I've been just on the Xbox ecosystem pretty much ever since.
Oh, what year? What year did you get your 360?
2008.
2008.
He's saying, yo, dude, I got mine in 2008 as well for my birthday.
So,
I was on PS2.
I remember when I bought my 360. I bought the games I bought, dude. I bought like
I got the bundle. I got the Xbox 360 Pro bundle. It came with Lego Indiana Jones, and it came with Kung Fu Panda. But you know what's crazy? So the first day I got my 360, right? Because I kept my 360 stood up, right? My mom's like, hey, how about you lay it flat down? And I never knew. She
ring the
tilted
disc?
it. Yeah, the ring on the
while he's
disc.
playing?
The regular Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And I'm like 12 years old. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is this shit?
You ringed my disc, and it
But
wouldn't work.
it was definitely a fun time, dude. Like
Yeah.
I loved it, man. Like that. I got COD 4. I got COD 4, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, and Halo 3. And I was like that little squeaker, like 12-year-old, just like on those games.
Oh, so no wonder you play these games like the way you do. That's what you started off with, freaking shooters. Like
he started off.
I mean, that's what like
I played
the titles I got when I got my 360 was it was Rainbow Six Vegas 2, Condemned Criminal Origins, Halo 3.
Oh yeah, Saints Row 1. Saints Row 1 was another game I got.
Saints Row 1, bro. Like,
Saints Row 1 was another game I got.
For that game hard.
Dude, I just had like a whole entire stack of games I brought home.
I got that. What else did I get?
Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter was
Advanced Warfighter was my game for sure. The second one, yeah. Graw 2 is what got me into like the Tom Clancy games. 'Cause I never played them before. But yeah, like that's my background. Like I played a lot of shooters, some single player games here and there. Then I got into sports games a lot with like NBA 2K. A little bit of football games here and there, but 360 was a fucking blast. My first 360 though, it just died. Like when the first map pack for MW2 came out, I remember I bought 1,600 Microsoft points from GameStop that same day. Came back, I couldn't redeem the code because my 360 died. And then that same summer, this is forever my favorite console design, the 360 Slim.
Oh, 360 Slim.
This
I had
is
one of those.
This is my favorite fucking video game console design of all time right here. It's just 360 Slim, and I got one of these bad boys. 250 gigabytes of space on here, and this shit's still kicking to this day.
Yeah, I have the Slim, and it's the R2D2 system that they launched.
Yo, I remember one of that R2D2 system bad, bro.
The Gears 3 one, the Halo Reach one, bro.
The
360 has some
the Gears one was the red one, right?
Yeah.
My good friend Steven said, I remember he got it. He turned it on and would make the Gears sound.
Yeah,
man.
I did like the Halo 4 system because it was like see-through.
Yeah, it was. I like the Reach. I like the Reach one better though.
Like the old school like Game Boy color, with the purple and the see-through and stuff, and that's what that one reminded me of. I like that system.
So am I the only one here that had an OG Xbox?
Yeah. Nick.
Yo, my first online games was Crimson Skies and Ghost Recon Summit Strike, and Far Cry Instinct.
So Nick did have an original Xbox.
Yeah, the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
I had an OG Xbox, but it was around the time I think Doom 3 came out. It was Doom 3 came out is when I got
that was
mine.
Like a crazy one.
No, Doom 3 was like graphically at that time, that shit was bananas.
That shit was amazing.
That shit was crazy. But I remember I was one of the first games I got was Elder Scrolls Morrowind. And that shit was fire at that time because I was like, damn, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. I was stealing swords and shields and helmets from like the shops and whatnot or whatever. Even though like even back then I thought I was like, damn, like because in Morrowind, like the gameplay, right? For some reason, even if you hit the enemies, it was still percentage based of if you actually hit them, if y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you remember that, Nick? It was like it was still like you could directly hit the enemy, but it was still percentage based if you actually hit them or whatnot with that. I thought that was annoying and shit like that. But some of my favorite, obviously, I got Knights of the Old Republic, which was fire at that time. 1 and 2 was amazing. The Halo games, I had Halo 2. I had
Did you have Tao Fen? The fighting game where it used to show how you breaking bones, and it was called Tao Fen. Man, they had a lot of games.
But I got Shaolin Monks on the OG Xbox.
Oh, Shaolin Monks PS2?
Yo, that came to the Xbox as well.
Yeah, I remember. I was playing that game last year. I was emulating that shit during quarantine.
Yeah, and then when I got my 360, I actually got I got my 360 in 2008. Right around the time earlier, like in January that year, I joined the army, but it was like after basic training. And after I got to my post where I was stationed at, which was in like Fort Riley and shit like that, that's when I got my 360, and it was right around the time GTA 4 came out. It was right around the time GTA 4 came out. I played that shit. I got Gears of War. Gears of War was like mind blowing at that time. I was like, yo, you can chainsaw people in half. The online was crazy. Street Fighter 2008 was a great year for games because Street Fighter 4 came out, and Street Fighter 4 really put fighting games back on the map. And we used to play that shit out of that.
That generation of fighting games is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, because of Street Fighter 4, that and Call of Duty Modern Warfare is what we were all playing in the barracks.
Oh, yeah,
like we were playing Street Fighter and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and that's like we were having tournaments in the barracks and shit like that. Like that shit was crazy, all that online and shit. And the 360 had a really lot of good games too. It really had a lot of games.
That generation period was
I remember
crazy.
I remember being excited for BioShock because I saw it in the Game Informer magazine. I picked that shit up day one. Mass Effect. I was super hyped for Mass Effect because I played Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 and Jade Empire. And I knew about BioWare before they blew up with like Mass Effect. Like I was already a fan, and when they were like, this is the same people who made Knights of the Old Republic and Jade Empire and shit like that.
Yeah,
and I was like,
play Jade Empire.
I was like,
I definitely need to pick this game up and shit like that. Even though they didn't.
Still to this day, I'm upset with Xbox for selling Mass Effect to EA.
They didn't sell it. They didn't sell it. They just didn't.
They didn't sell it. They didn't buy BioWare.
They didn't buy BioWare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they know. Just buy the studio.
Yeah. BioWare was up for sale, and EA ended up grabbing them.
Yo, Chris, I got a question for you,
man. Because I think that would have been cool.
Yo, Chris, you ever play that one game, John Woo Stranglehold? You ever played that?
Yeah. That was like
talk about a game with nice fruit physics.
Yeah.
That game was dope, bro.
That game was crazy.
And another big game that come out that we were playing the co-op a lot was Resident Evil 5.
That was big because that was the first Resident Evil game on Xbox.
Yeah, you're right.
Was it?
Yeah.
Resident
Evil 5 was the first game to ever debut on Xbox.
That on PS3.
Because also Final Fantasy 13 as well, or Final Fantasy was the first time.
That's why the 360 was a huge generation for never being on the platforms before.
Yeah, it had a Tales game exclusive, which was Tales of Vesperia.
Tales of Vesperia. That shit was fire. Lost Odyssey.
They had 99 Nights, Blue Dragon.
99, Blue Dragon.
Yeah,
they had a couple Naruto games. Right? They had a couple Naruto games on there as well. It's like Naruto, Rise of a Ninja, and Broken Bond that was exclusive to Xbox, and Ubisoft made those games.
Yeah. I mean, they were going hard. They were hustling, especially when they were really trying to go like we want Japan like stuff. They were really going out there and releasing like all sorts of content.
The guy who was doing that, like it was a Japanese guy. I don't remember his name, but he was working with Microsoft at that time. But he was one of the main ones that started that initiative that was getting like Japanese games that's exclusive to Xbox and really pushing for that or whatever. But then I think later he went to did he go to Capcom or Sega or whatever? But now just within the past couple months, he's actually over there at Sony now. He's working at PlayStation now. But that guy that really put the 360 on the map when it comes to like Japanese games and stuff like that, like he was the main one that was doing it. And the 360 had pretty good Japanese support at that time.
Shout out to excellent games, excellent experiences on that console, man.
Shout out to Mr. Oshido for $2. He said, "No love for the Xbox One." LOL. I mean, I spent the entire Xbox One generation reminiscing.
We're just talking about where we started. I think we're just talking about where we started with Xbox. Not that I don't know.
Oh yeah, Fable.
I know I played.
Fable was fire too. I played that on the OG Xbox.
And Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed 1 was really good.
I remember that.
You know what?
And the crazy thing about Assassin's Creed 1 is like it actually had a population counter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mind you could never went through and like killed everybody. But I remember like every time you killed like somebody, because I think that was before you actually got punished for like killing civilians, that number would actually go down. And I thought that was like the craziest thing. I was like, you telling me?
You know what? I didn't like I did not like Assassin's even when I played it back then, and it was fire. Like it was good as far as like there was like populations. You can walk through the crowds and you can climb and shit like that. But for some reason, it just didn't it didn't hit me until Assassin's Creed 2 came out. When Assassin's Creed 2 came out, that's when I was like, oh yeah, this shit is fire.
Two is way better than 1 for sure.
Oh yeah,
way better.
But Assassin's Creed 1 was just like crazy to like look at that time because
that game.
There was nothing like it out there.
One
like
of the
that
best games to look.
Population density.
I get what you're saying, but you know what game had a crazy effect on me? 2 games, like early in the 360 generation, Ghost Recon when they redid Ghost Recon to look the way it looked. Was it the first Advanced
Warfighter?
Warfighter.
Like
that was like I think that's the first Ghost Recon game I've actually bought. Like as far as, and I was like, yo, and I played that a lot. And then Fight Night. Right, that first Fight Night that came out.
Fight Night Round 3.
Yeah, and the thing is, the reason why I was flipping out because prior to that, the last time we saw it was the tech demo on PlayStation 3's E3, which was like that's not real, and they were touting that what you could do on PlayStation, and then it came out first on Xbox 360, and it looked as close to that demo as possible. I was like, yo, it was dope, man.
Yeah, I will say, that one was
another
like, you were like, holy shit, this thing looks realistic. Like, I remember Fight Night, and I wasn't even like a big like sports or like fight game, but it was just like,
it had a lot of games to show off.
You're like, what? Like how is this like this?
Another legacy game that started on Xbox or was exclusive to Xbox, right? But it was Ubisoft that made it. Was Splinter Cell, like the first one in Chaos Theories?
Yep.
Like them shit was fire because I was riding off the high of like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and then I remember the magazines talking about, oh, this is Splinter Cell, and it's supposed to be, you know, like a rival Metal Gear, and it's supposed to be better and stuff like that. I played them shits, and them shits was fire, even though I still enjoy Metal Gear. This is why, like, this. Okay, so like the same thing, like Sony did, going to LucasArts and getting a studio to bring back Knights of the Old Republic. I think Xbox needs to make a fucking deal with Ubisoft, right, and try to get them to make another Splinter Cell game or some shit like that, man. Because it's a void out there with like action stealth games.
Yeah.
Like there's no more Metal Gear that's coming out, and for some reason Ubisoft they just don't give a shit about Splinter Cell at all. So I just want one of those games to come back, and it would be dope for a Splinter Cell because I thought it was.
Wasn't there rumors that there was going to be a Splinter Cell, but it's going to be like
bro? There's been rumors for like 7 years.
Yeah, well, I've been like it was like whatever the newest rumor was like it's going to be like an open world stealth game. And I'm like, come on, man, I don't want an open world stealth.
Nah, because they're gonna make it like
many open world games like that.
Yeah, make it linear. Yeah, make it more like a Hitman to where you get a playground of a level. It's not open world.
That I'm like cool with, but like just a full open world, like Ubisoft's done that with too many titles that have just tanked those series.
Yeah, I definitely think an Xbox studio should make Splinter Cell, and then Ubisoft just allows them to do it. That's it.
I mean,
the coalition making Splinter Cell.
Oh, yo,
listen.
Unreal Engine 5 and them, dude, that would be a sick looking game. Like you can't deny.
Oh,
like, if
I think it'll be a good fit.
It would be a great looking game.
Shout out to ATL.
What about the Connect?
The Connect.
The Connect.
I remember.
I had that day one.
My unboxing video is still on YouTube. This was before I actually was doing like YouTube. I just did it because it wasn't like I was actually like a YouTuber back then. But when the Connect came out, there's a video of me buying it, and I bought one for my roommate and I bought one for me. But Connect, I made a couple friends on Connect too, playing bowling, Connect Sports.
Connect Sports is nice. Dance Central was one of the games I played. Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then you remember how you can go through the dashboard using the Connect as well? Yeah,
dude,
with the sensors. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Like hand motions or like you would hold
was
it.
That workout game, fitness. It was this fitness game.
Oh yeah, 2000,
bro.
2002.
Shout out to ATL for the $10. He said support to the show and shout out to the fellow vets.
Look at this. Connect Adventures. I still got the copy of this shit.
Yeah, that joint was right.
Hey man, listen, I had to Connect. I was all for it back then.
Bro, that Fable one was trash.
Oh yeah.
The Fable one was trash.
That shit was super trash.
I just don't like the fact that
Yeah,
with the Xbox One generation, they bundled
Yeah,
it
they
with the
dropped it.
Xbox. It's like, why would you
Yeah.
bundle it with the Xbox instead of just having the Xbox
Yeah.
sell for $3.99? But hey,
They were just heavily pushing Connect.
yeah, they pushed Connect
Yeah.
way too hard,
Way
way
too
too
and
hard.
and they
And
dropped
then
that
they
shit
realized,
quick.
maybe we shouldn't have done this.
I mean, they pushed it.
Yeah,
They
they dropped
sold
that
10
shit
million out the gate. Like,
Yeah, no, and I was
Yeah.
one of those. I had a day one Xbox One edition. You know that had the decal that said day one
Yeah,
edition for the Xbox One, and I had that one with the Kinect, and I remember setting it up and saying Xbox play Killer Instinct, and that shit did, and I was like, yo, this shit is fire, and I remember recording it,
Yeah.
showing everybody at my job and shit like that, and then I used it for like a week, and then I never used it again.
Remember,
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
the
saying.
people would make the videos of like they would change their gamer tags to like Xbox turn off, and
Oh,
they'd do like
yeah.
videos of like people
Yeah.
dropping out of lobbies and stuff. And they said it.
Oh, did you
Like,
guys ever
Xbox
play
One.
yo Smooth? You ever played 2K14?
yes.
When you used to get the technical files in the
Yeah,
game,
for
if
cussing.
you, bro,
For cussing
oh
in
my
real life, yeah.
God.
What?
Yeah.
There was also a game that like I can't remember what it was. Like I thought you had to be like silent or something. I can't. Oh,
I
what
can't
was it?
remember it, but like, I don't know. Connect was a really good concept, really good
Yeah.
idea. That was a
Yeah.
success, but they
Yeah.
I don't know, they overshot their thing with Xbox One. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and that became like the later half of the 360 releases were all like Connect involved, and that's when really their output started to dwindle in terms of like first party and whatnot. But shout out to Don Ataku for $5. He said it's crazy that Ubisoft and EA were really two of the best and most innovative third party publisher developers at one point. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
especially
true.
that's why I get so irritated with Ubisoft nowadays, because I was like, yo, Ubisoft, they used to really push game design and do unique things and shit like that. Like Assassin's Creed will obviously change open world games and how they're structured. But Rainbow Six Vegas, there hasn't been another first person shooter, at least a multiplayer shooter, that you can go in third person cover, right? And but it's all first person shooting and tactical, and you can repel and stuff like that. Like, and then and a whole bunch of other games they used to come out with too, man. So the Ghost Recon games were fire and stuff, but I don't know what the hell happened to
Stagnation
them
from
now, man.
Ubisoft.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
very-
that's
it's
the
very
biggest thing. Is
I'm not saying-
stagnation. Like they haven't fallen off entirely,
Yeah,
but they're
Because
very
there's still
stagnant.
I'm not gonna say I'm not saying that any other like modern games are trash or whatever. To me, they're just average. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey was just average, and the modern Far Cry's. I haven't played 6 and
Ghost
whatever.
Recon fell off. The franchise of
I-
Ghost Recon fell off
but
hard.
a lot
like,
of their game.
They
Yeah,
took a
Ghost
turn.
Recon Breakpoint. Yeah.
A bad turn.
bad.
EA is it's starting to get a little bit better, but yeah, but they're
I
still
mean,
not
with
up
this
there.
recent Battlefield release, yeah, it's looking rough.
All right, so let's just move the show along because I know we're getting like lost into the thing, but just want to cover a couple things
A good conversation.
that we put in the chat. Mortal Shell is joining Game Pass.
Day one download.
Day one download. You downloaded that, right?
You can't download it yet.
Edition too.
It's the
Oh, yeah,
which is the one with the next gen patch
The
and stuff like that.
upgrades. Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't that a free upgrade though? Because I
Yeah, it was
was.
free.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
saying it was. It's there.
Yeah. My friend Pedro's going back into Game Pass.
Well, I would recommend it. That was a fun.
That's
game.
a good one. Yeah, my friend Pedro was pretty good.
What else did we have? So Guardians of the Galaxy just got an update which adds ray tracing to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and it also unlocks the frame rate on the Xbox Series S. It was previously limited to 30 frames per second. So the game now looks better. It fixed some bugs, so maybe they stabilize the frame rate.
Yeah, because it's not really optimized all that well on the next gen system,
Yeah.
right? Because they were getting like low drops to like 50s and 40s. And
Which
stuff
game
like
is that?
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Oh,
one
okay.
of the best games this year. And
I nominated.
what else? Yeah, that was in. I like. So the game of the year nominations came out, and I'm gonna do obviously a complete separate video on this. But as far as there was some snubs that people were upset about.
Yep.
Most notably, I know one of them was Returnal. And then the other obviously is Forza Horizon 5, which got even the Metacritic Twitter
They even
page
chimed
involved. They're like, yo, like these are the so Did any of you guys vote? I just need some feedback. I want to know your guys' thoughts on like the Game of the Year nominees. It's just some highlights, right? Highlights is as far Xbox leads all publishers with the most nominations. I think at like 20 or 21, if I'm not mistaken. The games that were nominated for Game of the Year included Psychonauts 2, Deathloop, Ratchet and Clank, It Takes Two,
Resident Evil 8,
Metroid, and Resident Evil 8, which I was damn near close, but on when I said what games would be nominated.
Oh, three exclusives and 3 multiplats.
3 exclusives and 3 multiplats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be frank with you guys. I don't think Resident Evil should be there, and I don't think Ratchet should be there either.
Nah, Ratchet was good. I think
Ratchet is good. Like,
did you play it?
Play what?
Yeah, he played them.
Resident Evil?
Ratchet.
I played Resident Evil and Ratchet.
Yeah, he played. Yeah,
you beat it?
I didn't beat Resident Evil. No, I ain't like it.
Oh well,
Damn.
Hold
Sorry,
on, Smooth. Be honest, right? Bias aside, do you personally think that Deathloop should be there?
I do think Deathloop should be there. I expected 2 PlayStation exclusives to be there, whether I wanted them there or not. And the exclusive
Chris, did you play Deathloop?
The exclusive that I expected to be there were Deathloop and Returnal. I didn't
yeah.
I got Ratchet was like
I expected
Ratchet's
Ratchet
great,
too.
but I thought I was like, all right, they're gonna do Returnal for the simple fact, new IP, the feedback, like it was everybody was talking about it and you know, it got a rave review, so I just assumed Returnal's probably going to be one of those games. I knew Deathloop was going to be one of those games, so I knew 3 of them wasn't going to be. I was like somebody's going to have to take an L. It's either going to be Ratchet or Returnal, but I think they'll nominate Ratchet for a few other awards, and they'll use
Ratchet
Returnal.
taking the L.
So, but yeah, I don't think I think Resident Evil. Like no, I don't think Resident Evil should be nominated.
So which game should have been there besides Resident Evil? What should have took its place?
So I would have dropped. Forza Horizon 5 should go in there, yeah, easily. And
over Resident Evil.
I knew that wasn't gonna. Yeah, I knew Forza wasn't going to go in there because usually racing or sports games don't usually make. I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve it to be there or not, but for the past how long has this Game Awards been going on for? Like 8 years. There's never been like a racer nominated for Game of the Year. So, which I know a lot of people are upset because this year had good games, and I'm sure those games that are on that list, even some of the ones that I didn't play, like I didn't play Psychonauts or Deathloop or whatever. Like I'm sure those are good games or whatever. I'm not going to speak on those because I haven't played them, but this year hasn't been at least for like the majority of people. I would say that there hasn't been really like the game that is out there that's like, yo, this is like the game of the year, like God of War or some crazy level of game like that. Even though I have 2 that are like that personally for me this year, which is SMT5 and Returnal. But this is actually the first year in a long time where my top 3 games of the year did not get nominated, right? Damn. Because last year my top 3 games was FF7, Ghost of Tsushima, and Last of Us 2. They all got nominated. The year before that, it was Sekiro, Resident Evil 2, and Death Stranding. They all got nominated. The year before that, it was God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead 2. They all got nominated in 2017. Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Persona 5. They all got nominated. So this is the first time where my top 3 games, or none of my top 3 games of this year, even got nominated for Game of the Year. And I'm like, yo, this is definitely like, so I don't really care. Like whoever wins is whatever. Like I never really, usually my Game of the Year usually never wins except for in 2019, which was Sekiro, in 2017, which was Breath of the Wild. But usually my games of the year, they usually never win. So I never really put too much stock into them or be like, oh, this is the factual Game of the Year because they won at the Game Awards or whatnot. Nah, even whatever game wins this year, I'm still gonna be saying, yo, Returnal is the Game of the Year, or SMT5 is the Game of the Year for me. As far as Forza, yeah, I know a lot of people are upset, and it probably deserves to be up there. I mean, it's very high rated. It's not the highest rated game this year, but it's very high rated. And
what was the highest rated?
The highest rated game isn't nominated.
Tell me.
I know because people were saying that a lot of people were saying that like, Forza deserves to be there because it's the high. They were saying it was the highest rated game, but you got to understand. A lot of Game of the Years has never been about like the actual like the Metacritic. Yeah, usually a lot of the top highest rated games are usually in the Game of the Year, but that doesn't always happen because there's a lot of times where the highest rated game doesn't win Game of the Year. Like God of War
I don't
wasn't
think
the
it was
highest
just
rated game this
because of
year.
that. I think it was the
Um,
numbers as well. Like
what do you
because
mean?
the numbers behind the rating, like the amount of people that actually liked the game that played
They
it.
played it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
it had 9 million players, right? Like
yeah,
10
like
million,
Yeah.
10 million
people are
players. Yeah,
still playing the game, bro. They
yeah.
like they.
People fuck with it. Like a lot of people,
Yeah,
that I've seen. And here's the thing: is like when it comes to, I think all of these games, right, that are nominated, like for Psychonauts 2, right? Psychonauts 2 got reviewed very well, right? The critics love Psychonauts 2, and also the people who actually played the game, like all the
right,
people that I
right.
know that played the game, Smooth, Old Man,
Yeah.
all of y'all actually really enjoyed the game, right? So the gamers and the critics were aligned on that
Yeah.
one.
Right. That's what
The
I
same,
think it is. Yep.
no, the same thing
Go
with
ahead. Go ahead.
Metroid. The same thing with I would say
Hmm.
Resident Evil 8 as well. A lot of people enjoyed that game as well.
Right.
I think it takes two or whatever. But the one game that's on there now, I didn't play it, so I wouldn't know how it is for me. But Deathloop was one of those games that got critically reviewed.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that played it that was like, yeah, this is like a 7 or 8. It's not no 10 out of 10,
Yeah,
or it's not my game of the
that
year.
kind of threw me off
Yeah,
that it got
yeah.
nominated. What would you
That's
say this year is like yeah, there's great games that came out this year, but there wasn't any heavy hitters like how it
yeah,
was
that's what I
last year or
said.
the
It
year
was
before.
mid
Like
lid, bro. It
yeah,
was mid lid.
like this
I
year
wouldn't say
definitely. I've
yeah.
had some experiences this year with games where I was like, oh, this is really good, but it wasn't like last year, dude. Last year was that shit was heat. I'm not gonna lie. Like 2020 had a lot of bangers, and there was even games that weren't even nominated. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, like it's disrespectful
I
that
think
they put
22
cyber.
is gonna be better though.
It's so
Oh,
disrespectful
22
that
is
they
gonna
put
be
cyberpunk for
22 is gonna be
RPG.
crazy. 22 is gonna be
Especially
crazy.
I actually, there was a lot of good games last year, but I think I think this year is being underrated. There was a lot of like surprisingly great.
I'm not saying
great
this
games
year. I'm not saying this year is like bad. I'm just saying like there's a lot of good games, but there aren't like
Yeah. Oh shit.
like oh
Yeah.
like yo you have to like play this like Final Fantasy 7 remake, Last of Us Part 2, like games like that. They're like yo. Even like in years prior, God of War 2018 or like a Horizon, Breath of the Wild, like I don't think we've had one of those games this year that's like, yo, this game stands above everything else. Period.
Yeah. Not as far as like a general consensus that we usually see.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would say no, not really. I mean, like I have my two personal ones, right? But for the most part, yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, that's why this game of the year was really hard to predict because it was like it was such a toss up. Like it's not one of those things was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna make. I mean, some of those games obviously we guessed it, right?
Yeah.
Like I guess Ratchet was there, Psychonauts 2 and whatnot. But I don't know, man. Who do y'all think is gonna win? To me, I think it's either gonna be between Deathloop or Metroid Dread. That takes it.
I would like Psychonauts 2 because
I'm sticking with my original pick is Psychonauts
Psychonauts.
2. I need it, and I'll be 2-0 again. I would beat out Bond in bets. But no, I'm going with Psychonauts 2. I think like I said, Deathloop is good, but I was like there was a disconnect between critics and gamers with Deathloop.
Exactly, and it has the most nominations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm not sure Ratchet. Not to say Ratchet's not a bad game at all by any stretch. It's good, but I don't think it was. I don't think
To me, it's not better. To me, Ratchet and Clank is my fifth favorite game this year.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Ratchet. Yeah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like the Last of Us of this like year or anything, or the God of War of this year. So that's why it's like it's great. Yeah, sure, but I don't think it was like that big of a deal. And then I look at games like in Resident Evil 8. No, I think it's just no. I think Resident Evil 8 was just
Damn, you really ain't like that game.
prisoner
No,
of
but
the
a lot of
moment.
You don't like
Early
Resident
hype.
Evils though, bro.
A
Early-
lot of
Which ones
people,
you
a
beat?
lot of people enjoyed it. A lot
A
of
lot of
people
people
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of people enjoy
I'm sure it was an amazing 4 to 6 hour experience. But
Oh, you didn't finish
Oh,
it.
man.
no, I
That's
didn't
right.
finish it.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, but Smooth, you don't like
man,
Resident
I let
Evil
you hate
games.
on
Like,
Resident.
no, hold on, but Smooth, it's not surprising because Smooth, he don't like Resident Evil games.
He
Typically.
never beat
Except-
none of them.
except
None of
like
only
them.
five.
seven, only seven, 7 and 5,
Or
7 and
five.
5.
Yeah.
So did you
You
like
beat seven?
7?
I like the aspect of it being first person, and for its time, I thought it looked great. But it wasn't like, oh, I need to play this again. So same thing with 8. It was like, I don't know. I didn't care for the location. I didn't care for these wolves, and I didn't care for the vampires or whatever you call them. I just didn't think it was. I didn't have any interest in playing it for some. Like, I didn't enjoy playing it, so I just dropped it.
Okay, so you ain't like it.
Nah.
Yeah.
So when you think of now what's left, you think I can't comment on Metroid. I mean, for all we know, that may just very well win. It Takes Two could be a surprise. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
was
A
very
lot of people
high on
enjoy
that
that.
game. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I think my pick, if those are my picks, right? It's Psychonauts 2. I think Psychonauts 2 is easily the better game of that category. Now, if there was Guardians of the Galaxy in there in the mix, or maybe if Forza Horizon 5 was in that mix, or Far Cry 6, my decision might be harder. But if those are my options, then easily yes, Psychonauts 2.
We'll see. It's definitely a toss up, man. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you like any of these can win, really. Like I can see any of them really, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. Versus like last year, that I was it's either gonna be The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, or FF, or some shit like that.
I'll tell you this. I voted the games I voted for. All right, so games that Deathloop, Kenna, Psychonauts, Artful Escape, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Forza Horizon 5. And when I said any of the categories they were nominated, and I voted for those particular games. Like Kenna, I think I voted for like 2 awards. I think best indie game, premier indie,
And
art
direction.
Art direction. I mean, yeah. I voted. I forgot what I voted. Artful Escape. I think for original soundtrack. I did that over Guardians, even though Guardians soundtrack is great, but I think the Artful Escape is like original music, and that was like that soundtrack alone is dope. Forza for all the other categories it was nominated for, and of course Psychonauts 2. So I just hope Xbox takes home some awards. Deathloop, the voice actors, I voted for the acting in them. I chose the dude that played Colt over the dude that played Juan Castillo in Far Cry 6. Even though I thought his performance was great, the Deathloop, I feel like the work they've done in Deathloop was more impressive than what they did in Far Cry. You know what I mean? Because they had to do all that. They had to record a lot of scenarios, right? For this chick to say certain things, for him to react a certain way in that time loop. I just thought they did a tremendous job with Deathloop, and I can't wait until it comes to Xbox.
It's gonna be down day one, Game Pass day one, baby.
I'm gonna be playing.
No, you know what? I can't wait. Or it's gonna be annoying for me personally because after Deathloop came out, I was like, yes, we ain't never gonna see no goddamn commercials, or trailers for Deathloop again. Yep. But then now this is nominated for Game of the Year. For Winner's Game of the Year,
you're gonna see all those.
We're gonna have a whole nother one.
Right, but not only that, now when it comes to Xbox next year, we're gonna see even more trailers for Deathloop at the events and shit like that. Oh man, it's a continuous loop, and we ain't gonna break it. Deathloop trailers are on rerun the whole year. Fuck.
All right, so another thing that has happened. All right, see, Xbox 20th anniversary, the biggest news of the night, which sort of kept leaking, and people chose whether to believe it or not. But the rumors, were true. Halo Infinite launch on the anniversary right after the show, November 15th. The multiplayer which they call it a beta, but it's the full multiplayer, at least a majority, because you can earn achievements.
It is.
Got like
Yeah.
18 achievements.
It's the full release.
Your progress basically tracks over, but not everything is available right now.
Yeah, not everything's available right now. All right, so I played irresponsibly too much of this game, and that's why you guys see me on camera jitteringly, because I keep looking at all the invitations I keep getting to play it. Halo Infinite as a multiplayer is fun, is great. We got to play the test flight, but as a full package, I am very impressed. And the only thing that really bothers me is the things that I said will bother me, which was the progression system, which is a grind fest in that, you know, you don't get that XP. Sure, right now the early stuff it's easy to earn. They got like simplistic stuff for you to do to earn towards the battle pass, but for that to be really the only issue, I think it's a good job. I mean, what was Steam's peak numbers? 272,000, or did it?
Yeah, so like 300K, I believe.
300K. We don't even know the numbers for Xbox. I mean, this game, Halo Infinite, remember, this is no promotion with a release date. There's no promotion. Like, oh, this game released. We all anticipate December 8th, so everybody's preparing that. They dropped this in the middle of Call of Duty Vanguard, Battlefield early access.
2042.
The peak of Forza Horizon 5 just at that point was over 8.5 million players, which was breaking records. So it was like, how is this going to impact? I don't know how it impacted Forza, but damn, immediate impacts to Call of Duty. They said they're giving us 2 weeks free of the multiplayer for Call of Duty. Battlefield people.
They hurting.
Battlefield
is like
Battlefield's not even out yet, like officially.
And that said this when I was like, Halo's going to be the multiplayer. I've been saying it on every podcast I've been on. Halo's going to be the best of the three of the multiplayers that come out. I was like, Call of Duty is in the wrong hands right now, and Battlefield, I'm just not trusting what I'm seeing. Halo, of all the betas that released, who had the most polished beta? Halo.
Oh, Halo did it for sure, and they listen to the feedback the most, and it's the smoothest experience. I mean, Call of Duty has a smooth experience as well. I can't complain about the performance of Call of Duty, but Call of Duty and Halo are two of the best performing games on both console and PC. Battlefield's a fucking mess. Don't get me started on Battlefield, but in terms of the way the games are running, server stability, and the availability to get into matches, Halo Infinite, Call of Duty, both right there. Now, Call of Duty Vanguard, like I've been saying this entire time, is going to be the most poorly performing Call of Duty game in its franchise, and it has been, which is insane. But I've been telling people this entire time, like, people aren't going to get behind this game the way we thought they were going to be. Now, even the game isn't horrible. Like, Call of Duty Vanguard isn't trash.
It's playable.
It's a complete package. Yeah,
it's a complete package. So that's all you can. That's all you can ask for from a Call of Duty game. Halo Infinite. The issues I had with the game in the flight, they addressed it. Like on PC, it's a smooth experience. Xbox, it was always there. Like the Xbox Series X, Series S, like the game always ran. It's just a little knick-knack things like battle pass progression, XP progression, like having an actual ranking system in the game needs to be there. And I said this before, like you can easily copy and paste Halo 3 or Halo Reach ranking system and make it work. But it's just not there. So they need to address those things and have XP after your match instead of having to do specific challenges to get XP, because that makes the grind tedious.
Yeah. Now, and I
got a question.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, how many modes does it have right now? And modes and maps does it have right now?
So maps, I believe 10 during this phase. Right now, it has 10 modes. All right. So in Big Team Battle, I've played only 3 modes in Big Team Battle, and that's Capture the Flag, the battery mission where you collect the batteries, and the Big Team Slayer. And then for the arena, I just did Slayer, Capture the Flag, and the Domination S mode.
They have Oddball as well.
And Oddball.
Stronghold.
So yeah, and there's some modes I didn't even play yet. So.
And then you have ranked, and then you have a ranked mode as well. Yeah. So you do 10 matches, and then they place you into a rank. So like I think my friend got plat or some shit earlier today. So there's a lot of maps, a lot of different game modes. I wish that they would add more variety for choosing those game modes, because when you hop into arena, it's random. Like it will be CTF or oddball. So like I wish they would do like how they did with MCC. Like you can hop into regular Slayer, or you can hop into Slayer BR. You can hop into objective based game mode. So throughout the season, I'm pretty sure they'll listen to the feedback and add that on, because they did the same thing with MCC. Like they listened a lot to the community and added those changes. Unlike other games, Battlefield, they don't fucking listen to us.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy to see. It's fun, and they're already responding with the progression system. I think Jez just posted an article, and they updated. Hopefully I don't. I thought I had it up momentarily, and I think I clicked away when we were just going through the other topics. But
they're gonna have to adjust it, because obviously so many people are complaining.
Yeah.
But because it is a free to play game, they're gonna still have to try to find some way to incentivize people buying battle passes and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be a regular progression system. You know, if they update or whatever, it's still gonna be a slow progression system. But they just gotta. I'm hearing it's ridiculous right now. Like somebody said they played like 8 hours and they didn't even move up a rank or anything like that.
I mean, I've also watched people play hours of custom
call a
matches.
little bit of cap on that, because I'm at rank 4.
I'm at rank 5.
And I have 4 hours in.
I'm at rank 5, and I probably have. I'm maybe at like.
Hey, maybe they didn't do any of their shit. I don't know. I saw it. Maybe they were capping or whatever. But what do you got to do to get ranked up? You got to do like certain challenges.
Like honestly, there's like you get XP for like
just playing
a match.
Yeah,
you get like 100 XP, or if you get like 2 kills with this weapon, you get XP. Like
100 out of 100,000.
Be that hard? Yeah, it is slow, but I mean, I haven't noticed too much of a grind, other than it's just a little bit slower than normal.
Yeah, so it looks like they're doing feedback. They're extending, because right now you can also use your points to get XP boosts. Previously, it lasted 30 minutes, and that's being extended as well. So it's going to last longer than 30 minutes for that. The cool thing about this is, like, all right, people are playing it. I'm still seeing people playing. It's got a lot of Twitch viewers. I know people care about views of games and whatnot. The other thing though is the crazy thing about this is that, okay, they had a early launch, and Halo has an opportunity to have a second launch, which is the campaign, which I believe this week we're gonna get a preview blowout, because reviews are gonna be I think early December, but a preview blowout is going to happen this week for the campaign, which is going to obviously generate more interest to people downloading, obviously, the multiplayer. And then when the campaign happens, that's going to also take on a launch of its own. It's crazy to think about it now that they launched the console. And I'm surprised none of us thought about this. That remember, they launched the console on the 15th, and people were able to get that new console and be able to play Halo that day, which I thought was like why would they release the console before damn near 3 weeks before the game? And
that shit planned.
Yeah, they had this.
Nah, it was definitely good, a really good, like that was a really good shadow drop for that. The only thing is, because it got leaked like the day before or 2 days before, or whatever, or a couple days. Yeah, because it got leaked, it kind of ruined a spoiler surprise a little bit, because I think if nobody knew, it would have been even a more surprise. As far as like the people, as far as us, who's always going to be in the know, most people probably didn't know about the leaks or anything like that, so it was just a surprise for them.
Yeah, like
I mean, I was watching it, like I knew about the leaks and stuff too, but dude, like the second they actually said it, I was fucking amped about it.
Like, it's crazy.
My hype level was still there, regardless.
Because I have a lot of friends, like my cousins and whatnot, who aren't really in the know, but they play like Halo. So when they saw me on, they was like, "What the? This is real?" And I'm like, yeah. I was like, download it. And the whole entire crew downloaded this shit, and it was like, I can't believe I'm playing Halo with the like. And they're spamming my invites.
Yeah, only 20 gigs.
Yeah, it was like only 20 gigs, 20 plus,
like 26
download.
Yeah. So shout out to 343. Congrats on the launch and whatnot. And like I said, this is gonna between Halo and Forza is gonna carry me until the Halo campaign comes out, and I'm even more interested in doing that because I like what I saw from the preview, and I think we're gonna like what we see more coming up in the next day or so for Halo Infinite. So,
Hey man, Halo's it, man. This is it. Everyone
the king
know. Bow
is
bow.
back, baby.
Bow bow bow. Halo Infinite, baby. This is what we've been waiting for. And you know, like we said, this is the dawn of a new age for Xbox. You know, it's only up from here, of course. And we got more titles coming out 2022. So it's a great way to end the year. 20 years of Xbox. Let's hope for another 20 more.
yeah. Xbox is they're doing big things. An amazing turnaround for them in regards to game releases, staying in the news, keeping us with things to play. Like I said, usually, early in the year, you know, we would just be hyped for the simple fact FPS boosts. Like there's more FPS boost games and more BC games. But like I said, I'm at a point where I can't even test out or try the games that they've added or updated because of the fresh new content that they put out and that are like worthy of time. And they still got, I think the last game after Halo is the Gunk still has to release. So I'm looking forward to that. So it's been a crazy year. Like I said, this year is the most I've gamed in a long time. Most games I've beaten in a calendar year in a long time. And it's not quite over. But yeah, it's been an amazing 20 years. For Xbox, I'm happy to be a part of 15 of those years. Speaking of 15 of those years, we all have an update where we get download a 360 theme for the dashboard. So that's available now.
Is it the OG 360 theme?
It's not. No, it's like the swirly. It says it's the Xbox logo and then the swirls.
Oh, okay.
But that's how I had just switched it, but my Xbox won't recognize it. I'm gonna restart it. Also, just got to give you guys a little. This is the new outer box controller cover.
Yeah,
we got some new stuff coming. Looks kind of dope though. But I'll talk about that more in a future video. But yeah, man. I'm about ready to get back on some
Halo, man. Yeah.
Anybody got anything? Anything we miss? Any questions? Anything in the chat?
I think we touched on how Vanguard is going to be free for the weekend on Xbox. What else? What's on sale? Spec Ops on sale.
Spec Ops the line. Oh, well, I bought it like $4 when it was on sale originally. So
yeah, it's on a sale again, just in case.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Speaking of Vanguard or Activision, like that Bobby Kotick dude is
Death to Bobby Kotick.
He's well, I wouldn't call death on that man, but he definitely needs to. He definitely needs some repercussions.
I'm not saying really that, but.
Yeah, he definitely needs some repercussions, man. Because if he knew a lot of that shit was going on and he didn't do shit about it,
negligence.
They kicked out of that. They all kicked out of that company, and I think now the shareholders are now telling him that he needs to resign.
Yeah, they've mounted multiple lawsuits ahead of time as well. Like when this whole situation first started, a lot of shareholders. They were linking up with law firms to get lawsuits ready. All of that's just coming out now. Like this has been happening, but like if it doesn't come out in the wash, it's gonna come out in the rinse, and that's what you're seeing right now. Is this entire situation unfold? That CEO has been corrupt though. It's been known, but now it's like all coming out because of the media attention.
I know there's no way to see it, but it'd be interesting to see exactly because all the news and stuff that's been coming out. And you see the Vanguard sales are like significantly less than what they've normally been. Like, is that tied to these allegations? To these?
They've removed the Activision like advertising off.
I don't know if it may for some people it may, but I think overall, I think overall the general Call of Duty player base, they probably don't even know what the fuck's going on over there at Activision. They're probably not even paying attention to what or whatever. As far as like if this whole situation with Activision is affecting the sales, I would say yes to a certain extent, But I think I don't know. I think it may be something
Like
I don't know. Maybe
a lack of interest in the franchise.
yeah,
If I
maybe
even
it's
say the
starting to die
franchise, I
down.
think this game in particular, because like
Well,
a
and
World
It's
War
World
II
War
shooter
II,
right now,
yeah,
like no one wants that.
right.
No
And
one wants
everybody's
that.
like me,
everybody's
when I look at them, to me, it's almost like Call of Duty. You know, like each Call of Duty kind of had like its own identity, and now they're getting so
yeah,
mashed
because they're
together. When
different
you look,
devs. Yeah.
like when you look, well, I'm just talking like in general. Like now that they have one home screen, you look at the home screen and it's Vanguard,
Yeah,
Cold
Warzone,
War,
yeah.
Warzone, Modern Warfare, and it's like
Right.
nothing's like everything's just being mashed together even worse now. And like I like their battle pass that they got going out for the preseason now has like through your 100 of tiers you can get unlocks for Vanguard. But then like in this tier you can get unlocks for Vanguard, Cold War, and Warzone. And then in this tier it's Cold War and Warzone. And then this one's just Warzone. Like it's just getting so messy because it's just like they're just shoving the next Call of Duty in with all the other ones instead of like them having their own separate identity. They're trying to tie them all as one unique item.
It doesn't help that everybody's still playing Warzone.
Warzone for sure, yeah. Which they're supposed to be doing that new map supposed to come out, I think, in December too.
But even with Warzone, right? Like Modern Warfare, like while Warzone was already out and at its peak, Modern Warfare came out and so did Cold War, and those games still did extremely well. Like they still like I know Modern Warfare broke records the year it came out, and Warzone was popping off that year. So I don't know if Warzone is truly affecting it like that because the other two sold extremely well. I don't know what's up with this. Maybe it's because of the World War II shit, and just people are just tired of that.
Yeah,
maybe.
And then Sledgehammer Games hasn't been held
they
in high
just
regard
need to go back
at
as
all.
a support studio. They need to stop being a sole developer.
No, they do some decent campaigns. It's just yeah,
I don't know. That campaign for Vanguard was okay. Like
actually, no. Actually, I'm tripping. Warzone came out right after Modern Warfare, didn't it?
Yeah,
because
it
was like 2 months.
Yeah,
it was like that January.
It was the Black Ops one. I forgot what they called it. What was it called?
Blackout. Blackout.
Blackout. Yeah, it was
Blackout 4.
Blackout.
Right, that's right. It was Blackout that was out at that. That was the. Is that shit still active?
It is.
It's all
that shit's
Warzone.
dead. That shit's dead, bro.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
but
Blackout still exists.
Blackout came bundled with Black Ops 4. Where Warzone was free to play and it came out like 2 months after.
After Modern Warfare, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Blackout was launched with Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I believe it was. I believe it was launched with Black Ops 4, they announced it.
Yeah, because they had their you had your zombies. They had 3 things. You had your zombies, your multiplayer, and then you had the Blackout mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your 3 things.
Blackout was okay. You know, I fucked with it a bit. That shit died fast though.
Oh, I got one more question, Smooth. Which cameo do I download? Rare replay version?
Just download the
Rare replay version is the 360 version, regardless.
Yeah, so
I will
okay,
boot up the 360 version.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did a good, nice update to that one, looking clean. But yeah, shout out to everybody who joined us in the chat. Donna Taku, appreciate your donations. ATL, Mr. Oshido, Hops on Xbox. He was the first super chat today. We got Wonton Soup. I know Jack Move stopped by. RIP to Young Dolph. Kind of sad situation that happened there. Cat Daddy Lurk, what is up? I know he's probably gonna be on Halo as well. But man, Bless Red. Yeah, man, like
achievements popping through. I got all these achievements popping through since I turned on my Xbox.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was playing this one game and I was like, yo, is my achievements broken on this game? But now they're coming through.
Gotcha. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure. It's always great to do Planet Xbox. I will see you guys. We will see you guys obviously next week. Keep a lookout for this channel. I'll be dropping more videos as the days come. And yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. If you just missed this podcast, you can always watch on demand. As always,
happy Halo launch.
Happy Halo lunch. Happy
Hell yeah.
Xbox 20. Yeah. Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We are out of here. Peace.
Peace.